Hello and welcome to the Rick Drift channel. Here we do travel vlogs, and today we're starting a new series, the Showcase series, in which we showcase underrated cities anywhere in the world. Today we have a very special one, but before we get started, I want to thank you all for 10,000 subscribers. We just hit it today. It's been a long time goal for me, and honestly, it feels so incredible. But if you are not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. It's free. Please hit the like button. And today's city is Makassar. Let's get into it. And you can already see Jakarta right there. Makassar is right here, where my cursor is in southeast Sulawesi. The flight time from Jakarta to Makassar are 2.5 hours. Now, why is Makassar such an underrated city? The thing is, no tourists ever go here. I know a lot of tourists travel Java. I traveled Java. I went from Jakarta to Bandung, to Jogja, and then Solo, Surabaya by train. It's been incredible. I went to Bali as well, but I've not even thought of going to Sulawesi. It is such an underrated area of Indonesia, same as Kalimantan. No one really goes there. So Makassar is one of those cities, and it's the biggest city in Sulawesi, but I bet a lot of people outside of Indonesia have never heard of Makassar. But there we go. It has an international airport, so you can actually travel to Makassar from some places like Singapore, other places in Indonesia like Bali. You can go from Jakarta, Balikpapan, Palu, which is also in Sulawesi. You can also go to, as I said, Singapore, to Malaysia. There are flights to Kuala Lumpur for under $100. So it's definitely a good option, especially if you've been everywhere else in Asia and you want to do something off the beaten path. Makassar is it. Like everywhere else in Indonesia, it is very, very safe. And it has some really cool tourist attractions. So I've already said there's an airport. It looks, by the way, incredible. The airport is relatively newly built. Look at that. Look at the architecture. Look at the roof there. It's very modern. And I've seen there's like a statue outside of the airport. This one right here. I don't know if that's Sultan Hasanuddin himself, but it's a very, very cool airport. Very cool. Literally, I've been to Surabaya airport as well, and it was nowhere like this. Surabaya airport is relatively old, and this one is so much better. So yeah, as far as local airports go, it's very nice. And then the city itself has some very cool attractions. Like if we just go to the beach area, there's Fort Rotterdam, which is a 17th century fort, essentially, left by the Dutch, who used to colonize Indonesia. And if we go into the photos here, you can already see the traditional tiled roofs that are very common in Dutch buildings. You got the old, this is a video, but you got like the old ruins of the fortress right here. Yeah, look at that. This is so unbelievably cool. And you can even see the cranes in the port just behind the fortress. Then, of course, the city has several very cool malls. The biggest one is Trans Studio Mall, Makassar. Again, it's right on the shore. Look at that. It is absolutely massive. There are some cool things for kids, so you can leave your kids while you go shopping. Look at that. Wow. Even butterflies on the ceiling. They love to decorate their malls in Indonesia, so that's absolutely awesome. This is the cinema. The cinema is like 3 stories by itself, which is incredible. And this is like the central bit that looks very, very nice as well. You got all the typical brands. There's Baskin-Robbins. Can't have a mall in Indonesia without that. Then there's another mall. Let's see if I can find it. It is called, I think, Fisari Mall. Finisi Point. That's the name. It's right here. And that, again, is very nice. A little bit smaller, but still really, really cool. And like in many places in Indonesia, there's a hotel or a convention center that is actually connected to the mall. So you can stay in the hotel, go to a convention, go to a meeting, and have food options, stores right next to you. So you don't have to walk very long or even walk outside because it's all interconnected. There's a beach as well. This is the city beach. It's a city beach. So it's not going to be the best, but Pantai Losari is very cool because of that one building. It reminds me a lot of an Indian building. I think Jaipur has kind of a hotel that looks like this, or a palace. This is super cool, especially this photo with this vibe with the boat, with the setting sun or the rising sun. Very, very nice. But yeah, 4.5 star rated for a city beach is very, very good. There are some islands as well off the coast of Makassar. So you can take a boat, maybe you can Yeah, we can get a private boat perhaps to Samalona Island over here. And look at that. Have a look at this. What is going on? Look at this beach. Again, this is a video, and I mean, this it rivals beaches anywhere else in Indonesia and Malaysia. This is stunning. The sunsets, wow. It's a white sand beach, and I have never personally heard of that area. And I can promise you, most people haven't. Most travelers have never even thought of going there. And this is what it looks like. So, a super underrated place, and it is very high on my bucket list. There's also this island, Pulau Kodinggareng Keke, I think it is called. And yeah, a similar story here. Look at that, guys. Just unbelievable. The water quality, how clean it is. Look at that girl with her feet in the water. Like, this is so blue, almost turquoise. Wow. Yeah. I mean, this is great for snorkeling, great for swimming. Somebody has made a vlog about that island. Honestly, if I was there, I would do the same. And there's also a couple of attractions outside the city, some nature, nature stuff, wonders of the nature, like this waterfall, Bantimurung waterfall. This is the most famous waterfall, I'd say, outside of the city of Makassar. And I've been to Bali. I've seen some waterfalls in Bali. This is better. Look at that, guys. This is like a wall coming down at you. There are butterfly statues. Apparently, it is a city of butterflies, from what I know. And yeah, there's a little lake, a little pond over here. There's a cool little walk to get to it. Another huge butterfly at the entrance gate. Yeah, this is just so beautiful. Look at that. Look how much fun this will be. And I've even seen a photo, there it is, where there's a cave inside. So you can probably go through the waterfall and end up in a cave, which is something that's just so rare and so incredible. There are some other places around, like some highlands, Merlino Highlands, which are also very famous. Of course, you know Cameron Highlands in Malaysia. There are some highlands near Novarelia in Sri Lanka that I've been to. And this is just an even vaster area, bigger area. And yeah, this is not something you would usually expect in Indonesia, because this is not jungle. This is literally high up in the mountains. They grow certain crops. I'm not sure what crops these are. Actually, guys, if you know what this is, what they are growing here, what crops or plants these are, please let me know in the comments, because I actually do not know. But this looks incredible. Absolutely insane. Right, so this is what you can do around. There's a mountain as well. Over here, there are various other waterfalls. The only thing is, next to Makassar, there's pretty much nothing else. So there's nature, of course, but there's no other big city in the vicinity. The next biggest one, I'd say, is Palu, which is up here in central Sulawesi. But you can take a bus from Makassar to Palu, and that will probably take over 24 hours, at least 24 hours, because it is really far away. But with that, let's look at the flight prices from Jakarta, and the cheapest one starts at $56. So for a 2-hour, 20-minute flight, I think that is not bad, especially if you know Indonesian flight prices. Indonesia is a cheap country, but when it comes to flights, when it comes to transport, it is not that cheap. Flying is actually quite expensive in Indonesia, and so the fact that you can fly with Lion Air for $56, it's pretty good, because Lion Air is a good airline. Then hotels, again, they are not too expensive. We have US dollars here. This is the best hotel in the city, the Melia Makassar, which is a 4-star hotel, next to the beach, probably next to the malls as well. And this is $54 per night. 8.8 reviews. There are, of course, much cheaper hotels. Like if we look at this one, $29, $18 for this one. Yeah. So the price range is pretty good. I'm sure if I went down, I could even find cheaper ones. There's a Novotel, Ibis. Yeah, $19 here. And these are all good hotels, by the way. This one is $15, and the reviews are 8.3. So yeah, it's just, this is Indonesia for you. This can be anywhere. Maybe not Bali, but the rest of Indonesia is really, really, really cheap when it comes to accommodation. At least if you come from the West. Obviously, if you have an Indonesian salary, it's a little bit of a different story. But if you come with Western money, if you're a tourist, this is going to be the country for you. And then I want to show you the national dish, not the national dish, but the local, specialty in Makassar. This one, I forgot the name. I think it's called Chota Makassar, something like that. which is a soup. It's a soup, and they have it with rice. It reminds me a lot of the Filipino dish, Bicol Express, I think it's called. And it's very similar. I can see some potato in there, and I think this is perhaps pork stew. I don't know, but please let me know in the comments what this is, if you've ever tried it, and how you like it. And this is a very cool restaurant in Makassar. It's number 8 rated of 348. It is probably the cheapest of the top 10 restaurants in Makassar. Palu Baza, Serigala, and it looks so phenomenal. Like, you can tell this has tons of flavor. It's probably very spicy too, but it has tons of flavor. And you can tell these guys are thoroughly enjoying themselves at this restaurant. There's also this more expensive restaurant, Papillon restaurant, and they have satay, sambal, and all the other stuff that you can find really anywhere in Indonesia. This is not necessarily, this isn't something that is particular to Makassar, but it is just something you find anywhere. But nevertheless, it's a 10th best rated restaurant in Makassar, and this is the terrace. So absolutely incredible. This is what I wanted to show you guys. Makassar is definitely a city that's on my bucket list. Let me know if you've been there. I hope you enjoyed the showcase series. I have plans to make videos like this on many other cities that I think are very underrated. If you know any other cities in Indonesia or in other countries that you want me to make a video on, please let me know in the comments. Please subscribe. We are over 10K. I'm so happy about that. Please like the video because it will be pushed in the algorithm. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye for now.